Real Talk Sports, where we strip away the fluff and get straight to the heart of the game. From the hottest plays on the court to the controversies off it, we're breaking it all down with unfiltered takes and raw honesty. No sugarcoating, no holding back. Just real talk for real fans. Let's get into it.
Hey everybody, it's your girl Keisha with Cut the Ish Real Talk Sports. You know I'm going to give you guys my opinions, and I'm also going to give you the facts. So thank y'all for coming on in. Please hit a like on this video. We're going to talk about our Unrivaled hits 340 million valuation. I'm going to break that down and let you know what that entails. But before we get to that, please make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. I am on the road to 1,600 subscribers, and I want to show y'all where I am at on my journey. I am at 1,582 subscribers today. So please subscribe to your girl's channel. Hit the like button. Please share and also comment on the video. I will respond. Let's get back into it. We're talking a little bit today about Unrivaled hits 340 million valuation, and we're also going to talk a little bit about reports are coming out. WNBA passed on being partners with the Unrivaled, but the investors did not. Hold on, let me bring up my screen. Take this down, and we're going to get into it. All right, guys. Well, before I do this, I want to show y'all something else. Let me remove that and go to my X, because I want to show you what Unrivaled is saying first. It says Unrivaled closes oversubscribed Series B investment round, bringing the league to a valuation of 340 million, which I let y'all know that in my opening. Unrivaled went from 35 million valuation last year when it first opened its doors to 340 million in the second year. The new investors in this round include Bessemer Venture Partners, Serena Ventures, Trey Young, Daryl J. Pines and Sylvia Pines, Sam Rappaport, Frank and Morris Wagner, and Next Legacy Partners. We've had the privilege of backing many category defining companies, and we believe Unrivaled is building the next great sports league. That's from one of their investors, Bessemer Venture Partners. Doubling down, Warner Brothers Discovery and Alex Morgan's Tribe Ventures doubled down on their investment in Unrivaled through this round. So basically, Unrivaled has gotten to the second round of raising capital from investors, and these are some of the investors that have invested in Unrivaled in this second go round. So what does all of this mean? What does all of this mean that Unrivaled closes this round of investment? And how does Unrivaled go from 35 million to 340 million? So let me take this down right quick, and I'm explain this to you guys. Right now, Unrivaled closed. That just means they officially finished raising money. That's all that means in this round. They had the first round. First round was when they started the league. They had investors, and it was valued at 35 million. This round, they got more investor money, which is why the valuation is going up. But let me come back. Oversubscribed means more people wanted to invest in the league than was originally planned to accept. So let me make sure you guys understand that. That means in their second year, they were approached by more investors than they originally planned to accept, meaning the demand from investors was higher than expected. So Unrivaled have a lot of people who want to try to invest in this business. So I know they got all the narratives out there that nobody watches women's sports because of certain people, and all that is fine and dandy. But this, and y'all can have that debate, and I'm not gonna have that debate anymore. But this league has proven that if you build the business the right way, people will come, investors will come, and investors like what they're doing with this league. The Series B investment, which was this round, because the first round was last year, which was A. Series B investment round means a stage of startup fundraising. Series A is the first big round. Series B is the next stage where a company has already shown traction and wants to grow and expand, which means with the initial setup, with the initial investors in the first round, they like what happened in the first year of Unrivaled. Now they go to the next round and they bring in more investors, and a business feels they can keep growing with that momentum. But you wouldn't be able to get to this round unless you got success in the first round, which brings this league valuation to 340 million after this round of investment. They are estimating that with the investors from the first round and investors in the second round, that gives you the valuation of Unrivaled for 340 million. That means they get more money to expand where they play at, to bring in more things to help the ladies recover, to help all the things that are needed for basketball. They are getting more investors to help them bring these ladies the best experience for the athlete and the best experience for the consumer, which is us. So out of all that talk that went on about Unrivaled, they have exceeded expectations. And not only have they exceeded expectations, they've also caught the eyes of a lot of investors who are who think, hey, this might be this might be a good thing to invest in. So kudos to Unrivaled. I am very excited. Look, I'm one of those people that when I first started calling the games for Unrivaled for 3-on-3 basketball, I was skeptical. But the more I called the games, the more excited it became. I am actually, and I don't know about you guys out there in YouTube land, but I am actually excited for Unrivaled to come back around again. It's a fresh air, it's a new way to play. It's a fast-paced way of playing basketball, and you just don't have all of the drama that surrounds the WNBA. And I would say watching some of the best players play against each other has been a treat for me. So it's Nafisa Collier and Stewart has created a niche, and I think it is very, very successful. But let's go on. They caught up with Alex Brazel, who's the husband of Nafisa Collier. He runs Unrivaled, and they talked to him about Caitlin Clark possibly joining the league. Alex Braswell, a quote from Sports Business Journal, he said this: "So we haven't really approached those conversations. We aren't in conversations. Do I think she should play this season?" He said, "Yeah, I do think she should play somewhere. Obviously, we'd love to have her, but that's a personal decision that her team or family will go through. The lines of communication are certainly still wide open, especially since Clark and Collier share the same agent, Aaron Kane of Excel Sports Manager. Yeah, there's a lot of speculation in whether CC is going to play in Unrivaled. I don't know if she thought it was possible before she had the injuries throughout this season, but it is clear that I think it will be very helpful for her development, both offensively and defensively. Now, whether she feels that way, that remains to be seen. But we have all seen the improvement in Angel Reese. We've seen the improvement in a lot of players that played in Unrivaled before they started their WNBA season. So a lot of people last season, a lot of her fans poo-pooed Unrivaled. I don't see the big deal about it, but it was clear that those ladies got better who played in Unrivaled, and I think she would benefit from it. But that's up to her and her team. Alex Brazel is just basically saying here the door is still open. You know, they offered her last year. They'd love to have her, but their business is going whether she decides to come or not. Most importantly, what they telling her is she, in his opinion, she needs to do something in the offseason. Also, another big star that they would love to have is Asia Wilson. Alex Brazel, Nafisa Collier husband, says this to the Sports Journal. If someone comes to us late, not just those two, Clark and Asia Wilson, who's also unsigned, we have to look at the circumstances and the situation and say, is there a spot? Is there not a spot? If so, how does it work? I mean, we always have flexibility. That's the truth of it. We own all the teams. We own the league, but I don't think we're going to ruin someone else's experience who's already signed by adding a player late. So I think we're always conscious of both sides, but it's all based on the opportunity and when it comes about. So basically, what Alex Brazel is saying, hey, please, if you want to do it, let me know ahead of time so we can get the teams together. Of course, we would love to have Asia Wilson play in Unrivaled. I would love to see it myself. So, Asia, if you're listening, I know you like the rest in the off season. I know you have nothing to prove. I get it. I just would love to see how you play in this format. So selfishly, Asia, I want you to play. Here we go. But Alex goes on to say in his journals, you can get those reps playing 3-on-3 without the pressure of having it all condensed and having no spacing, which can become frustrating as a player. So that's number one. Number two, because of that, it builds your confidence. And then the last thing is you're getting all the reps without the workload of a long 5-on-5 game or playing a full season of 20 to 30 games. And I would say Asia Wilson doesn't need Unrivaled to give her confidence on any of those things. Basically, she would just be playing for fans like me that want to see her play. Caitlin Clark, on the other hand, in my humble opinion, needs Unrivaled. She needs some league. She needs to work on her game offensively and defensively coming off the injury, so she is not blindsided going into that WNBA season. But hey, that's my opinion. Her and her team gonna make their decision, but I think it would be beneficial to her. Last but not least, Alex Brazel says, plus being around the best players, iron sharpens iron. You compete against them, you work out with them, you pick their brain, you learn the tendencies, you learn what makes them great. You see players show up and working out. It pushes you to kind of show up a little earlier and work out more. So I think it's a bar that everyone raises for one another by just being around each other. I think Breanna Stewart made this point. A Team USA basketball camp is 20 of the best players in the world coming together for a very short period. We're that at Unrivaled for 10 weeks. I completely agree with Nafisa Collier's husband. Being around great players elevates your game. I like that Unrivaled is starting to bring in the young people ahead of time so they can help elevate their game. Unrivaled is helping to develop, and while you develop, have some fun and hang out in Miami. I think it's a win-win. And then you get to be around great players and like he said, have spacing and work on your game. Now it's harder because it's a fast-paced game. It's definitely a fast-paced game, and you got to be on your P's and Q's. But it's rather to be challenged and Unrivaled and have your stuff together by the WNBA season. That's just my opinion. Hold on, let me take this down. I look, I was one of those people. I was initially skeptical of Unrivaled, but not anymore. I'm waiting for the season to come around, guys. Let me remove this and go back to this. So I want to show y'all something else because the WNBA be running around here in these CBA talks with all these different narratives. and people be running around in these online streets talking about Unrivaled and this, that, and the third, and they're trying to take over and all this. I'm gonna read you a tweet. Absent from this round and the league's initial investor group are any WNBA or NBA owners. There's no WNBA or NBA owners that have invested in Unrivaled. Just think about that for a minute, YouTube land. The NBA and WNBA did not respond to an inquiry about whether or not league owners were permitted to invest in the 3-on-3 basketball league. Brazel said, he's the president of Unrivaled, we went to the WNBA early. Number one told them about it, and we're certainly open to a partnership in terms of equity and ownership. It's really to draw the comparison, like what's going on between the TGL and the PGA, the Golf Association. Okay? That's how we looked at it and approached it. We will be the majority investors in control, but they still have upside and skin in the game with women's basketball year round. They chose not to do that. So, none of the NBA owners, none of the WNBA owners chose to invest in Unrivaled. But they got all these rumors out here about them trying to, I don't know, compete with the WNBA when they said from the beginning that they viewed Unrivaled as a developmental league for the players and to be able to pay the players at least a fraction of what they are owed while developing them and keeping them stateside. But the W, nor did the NBA invest in Unrivaled. Stewie and the Visa Kaya got investors all on their own. So there is money in women's sports. Guys, is my point. Y'all let me know in the comments what you think about that, because a business that asked you to that sent you a request to if you want to invest, we're open to it. You never respond. But you got rumors floating around here that Unrivaled is trying to take over the W. No. The way you treating your players is the reason why there's so many rumors around here. So I just wanted to bring that to you guys' attention. I would say this: Unrivaled being evaluated at $340 million. Me personally, I think they should. This is just my personal opinion. This is Lakeisha's-ish. My personal opinion, I think they should stay without investors from the W and the NBA, stay their own entity, control their own business, and keep bringing a great product to the floor. That's what I think Unrivaled will do. It seemed like Alex Brazel is steering this organization in the right way. He's bringing in investors. He's trying to make sure the players have what they need. He also trying to make sure the fans have what they need. So I think this will be the second year. Me personally, I can't wait till Unrivaled get going, but I wanted to make sure you guys have all the information that you need on this topic. So yeah, I was like, oh, okay. So none of them invested, huh? All right then. All right. So Unrivaled will be back. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they would like Caitlin Clark, CC, and Asia to play, but that remains to be seen. I'm looking forward to Unrivaled. I'm pretty sure Angel Reese is at this particular moment, looking to just play without all this dramatization. But guys, Unrivaled is worth 340 million now. Before we get out here, please hit the like button on this video. Please let me know what you think about all this information in the comments. I will respond to you. Thank you for rocking with your girl Keisha with Cut the Ish, and I'm out. Bye, guys.